G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be taking a look at the high-grade Gundam Astaroth Rinascimento from Iron-Blooded Orphans. So let's get into it. Outside the box we have sprues A, B, C in grey and in blue, D, E, H, PC, some stickers, and the instructions. So let's get into the build, starting with the right leg. Left leg, the waist, the body, the right arm and shield arm, the left arm, and finally the head. Now with the figure fully built, we'll give it a quick turnaround. Here it is from the side. From the back. The other side. And at the front. Moving on to the articulation, the head and neck are on a ball joint. Can move side to side, look up that far and down that far. Arms can rotate a full 360. Shoulder pads can move up to accommodate the posability. Arms can swing upward. Rotation above the elbow. 90 degrees of bend. Wrist swivel. The shield arm can rotate. And it can bend about 90, and the wrist can rotate. The waist can do an ab crunch, and due to its ball jointedness it can swing from side to side and rotate quite freely. Side skirts move out. The legs can kick forward that far and back that far. Can do the full splits. rotation at the thigh, over 90 degrees of bend. The feet can side to side, back and forth, and there is plenty of ankle pivot. Moving on to the figure's accessories, we'll start with the sub knuckle. Just assemble that. Plug the peg into the port. As you can see, articulation remains about the same, with the new fist being able to rotate onto the rifle, slap it together, open up the side of the hand, slide it in, and then close the fist back up. Taking the rifle back out of his hand and swinging down the shield arm and opening the fist. It's a bit snug. I'll drop the rifle into the position and close it back up. And here it is with him holding it with a shield arm. Removing it from the shield arm. If we plug in this piece into the side skirt, the rifle can slide in for it to be stored. Moving on to the knives, they just simply plug into the hand and can also fit into the sub knuckle. Removing them from both. We can plug in a piece onto the other side skirt. The knives slide into the back and into the front for when they are not in use. Now moving on to what the instructions refer to as the bastard chopper. We'll just put it together and it goes into his hand, much like the rifle did. Now for storage, we will plug in this piece into the backpack and then put the chopper onto it. Following that, we have the demolition knife, which we'll quickly build. And it goes into his hand the same way. Now with a secondary handle, we can plug it into the other hand for more Obari-like sword pose. Now if we use this port here, we can plug in the bastard chopper onto the demolition knife. Makes a big sword. Removing the chopper from the top and placing it back onto the back, and removing the demolition knife from the fist. Flip the handle down and extend the blade. And then using this tab and the slot connection, it should close together. Then put these two pieces together and then onto the backpack. And we plug in the demolition knife onto that. They are stored from the back and at the front. And lastly, we have the smaller optional accessories. This is a smaller sub knuckle. Put it together. Unplugging the sub knuckle from the arm. Bam. And removing it from the fist. We will then plug in the new small sub knuckle into the arm. Much like so. And there is some new detail revealed with the smaller sub knuckle. And for the newer backpack, we'll just take off the old one. And plug in the newer one. And that's how that looks. Moving on to a couple of comparisons. Here we have the Master Grade SD Barbatos. The High Grade Barbatos. The High Grade Barbatos Lupus. And lastly, the High Grade Barbatos Lupus Rex. Whoosh. So in closing, the Gundam Astaroth Rinascimento is a pretty fun build and an even funnier figure to try and pronounce correctly, with a decent number of accessories and plenty of different posing options when using them, thanks to both the shield arm and sub knuckle. Hope you're having a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.